Hey, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I'm Chris Poff, and I've spent the last 48 years, I started at 7 years old, studying success and wealth creation. And it might be a little bit odd for a 7-year-old to start reading Zig Ziglar and Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone, and I guess I was a little bit odd. And I've spent the last 48 years putting together the formula that works for wealth creation and success. And if you're here in front of me, you're probably looking for a better life. You're looking for a way. You know there's some kind of blueprint out there. You know there's a way out there to create more wealth, to be more successful. And you're probably looking for a way to get out of your own job and maybe work for yourself, a way to travel, have more time with your friends and family, be able to buy things and not have to worry about where you're going to find the money to pay for them. And mainly just flat out be in control of your own destiny. Be able to create wealth on demand. And I want that for you. I really do. And I know that you won't be successful at it. You won't be able to make those changes unless you understand that that wealthy people think differently and they act differently. So you have to change not just your mindset, but you have to change your behavior. And so what I want to share with you today are 7 very simple secrets to wealth creation. How the wealthy people think, how they act. What is different between what I call the wealth wishers, the people who, well, I wish I could win the lottery, I'd be rich. Or, well, I wish I made more money, I'd be able to do some more things. Or, well, I wish I worked for myself, but I don't know how to really get started. So those are the wealth wishers. And I want to share with you the secrets that the wealthy, how they think, how they act, so that you can embrace that and start making those changes today and be on your own way to wealth creation. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to my computer and I'll share with you those 7 very simple secrets. Okay, so now we're back at my desk, and let's go over a little bit about who I am very quickly. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, and was not born into money. I was not a trust fund baby. I basically came from your average American dysfunctional family. And what does that mean to not be born into money? Well, it means that you do not have the access to the secrets to wealth creation. It means that you are not brought up to embrace and follow wealth creation principles and secrets your whole life, which is not a good thing. In my case, my parents divorced when I was in high school, and should have divorced much earlier. My dad was kind of a rageaholic, so it was like a war zone in my family, and I had no confidence growing up. In fact, I was a big kid in the class that if you looked at me sideways, I'd be apologizing for, oh, what did I do? The only saving grace was that I was way above average in athletics, so I had a glimmer of hope that I might achieve greatness in my athletic career. The other saving grace was my father was at the time a salesman and had success and motivational books around. So at age 7, I read my first book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And that was it. I had discovered success books, and so I read every success book there was. By the time I got into college, I think I'd read every book that was out there, because I was going to figure out that formula. I knew there was a formula that I could apply to achieve greatness in my life. And by college, when I came into my own, when I got away from the home life and into college, I actually decided I loved being a leader, and that my mission was to help others achieve peak performance and success in their lives. And I spent my whole life mastering those principles of wealth creation and success. And it has been a great life. I mean, I wouldn't trade any of the ups and downs or anything. From the first big deal I did when I was 30 years old, when I raised almost $2 million to do a Human Performance Institute, and that's about $20 million in today's money, to the decision a few years back to focus almost exclusively on mentoring and coaching others for peak performance and success. So let's get down to business. Let's talk about wealth creation. Well, there's some pretty dismal stats in the U.S. Did you know that when you reach retirement age, less than 5% of you are going to be wealthy, are going to be truly wealthy, where you don't have to worry about your expenses every week? Most will barely scrape by until they die. And why is that? Why in the most powerful nation in the world can we not figure out how to teach our kids how to create wealth and maintain it? Well, you as a kid were never brought up. You were never taught to create wealth and be truly successful. You were taught and programmed a lot of things, You're taught to be a good citizen, pass high school, do your math, English, and science, and some other very non-productive programs such as don't rock the boat, try to fit in. Those serve no purpose whatsoever. Even worse, some of that programming was done by the people that cared about you the most, or that you looked up to the most, like your parents. Work hard, even 2 or 3 jobs, you'll get ahead. Well, for the most part, hard work gets you more hard work. You have to work smarter. Everybody knows that corporate setting where there's one workhorse that by 3 o'clock they're done with their work, and they have a bunch of work piled onto them because they got done early, and everybody else is getting out of there at 5 o'clock and going drinking. So you have to learn to work smarter, not harder. And what about this one? Go to college and you'll make more money. Well, I can't tell you the number of wealthy people I've met who never made it through high school, let alone college. Not that college, I'm not bad-mouthing it. College, I loved college. I had a great time. I did not have one course that helped me to create wealth. And what about the really harmful programming that some of you live with every day from your childhood? Things such as, you aren't smart enough to make it in this world, or you're a lazy SOB, get out of my face, I wish I never had you, or you're a loser and you always will be. Well, that creates a target. You are a target. If you grew up with that, you're a victim. That is called emotional abuse and victim programming. And unless you change your mindset and self-talk, you will be a victim all your life. So secret number 1, wealthy people think differently and they act differently. So are you a wealth wisher or a wealth creator? And I talked about that a few minutes ago. A wealth wisher is somebody that, I wish I was rich. I wish I could make more money. I wish I'd win the lotto. Well, wealth creators don't think that way. They think differently. They have eliminated words from their self-talk vocabulary such as if only, or I wish, or I'll try. Anybody that says I'll try when I ask them to do something, I pretty much write them off because they're already excusing themselves to failure. So what does it mean for the wealth wisher and how they talk to themselves versus the wealth creator? Well, the wealth wisher is reinforcing all that negative self-talk that they have accepted as real from their childhood. Talk that is negative self-talk degrading you at the rate of 1,500 words per minute. That's 1,500 words per minute going on in your head at all times. The wealth creator thinks in terms of, I can do this. I'm going to make this happen. I deserve this. I am so worthy of this. I'm so thankful for all my opportunities. So at the end of the day, who do you think is going to be more successful? The wealth creator whose self-talk program affirms their 1,500 words per minute in positive self-talk, or the wealth wisher whose self-talk programs 1,500 words per minute of negative self-worth and doubt? So imagine how much more powerful you will be when you eliminate negative self-talk and replace it with, I can do this. I deserve this. I'm already wealthy. The money just hasn't arrived yet. So wealth creators also act differently. They are doers. They take action. As Marshall Silver says, and that's one of the greatest motivational speakers I've ever heard, they fail forward fast. He tells people, fail forward fast. Take risks. Take action. No risk, no reward. So not only do wealth creators think differently, but they act differently. So it's not just mindset. Mindset is the first requirement. That's the secret part 1. It's worthless without part 2. And if any of you read The Secret, it's an integral part of the equation. However, I almost feel like they spent too much time on the magical part of it. The universe is going to give you anything you want. Yes, it will when you take action. In fact, I firmly believe, if any of you have heard the saying, good luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's what I believe. You have to take action and start preparing as well as change your mindset. So wealth creators take action. So secret number 1, become a wealth creator. Program your brain with positive self-talk and act like a wealth creator. Take action.